and welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I'm April Atmansky, and I'm here today with...
Justin DeClue.
And Colin Cunningham. We should have some jingle bells.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Ho, ho, ho. It's our last holiday episode.
Ho, ho, ho.
Wait, are you being like shot out of a rocket or something like that?
No. I'm on my sleigh.
Well,
Can you do
Christmas
Tim
season.
Allen doing Santa Claus, Colin?
Very good. Sound like Scooby-Doo.
Never stand beside a naked man. Also, I think women get paid too much.
He keeps coming up like every Christmas episode we do. So we're not talking about the Santa Claus today. We're talking about a holiday classic from 1998, Jack Frost, starring Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
You'll believe a snowman can commit sexual assault. Right, guys?
Is that what happened? No, that's the other Jack Frost
Oh,
movie, right?
no, I watched the wrong one. I'm kidding. I watched the right one.
We actually did Jack Frost 2 years and years
Did
ago,
we?
if
Right.
you recall. Yeah.
can't even remember.
It's like
I
called
don't
Jack
remember.
Frost 2 Revenge of the Snowman. Or
Revenge of the
something.
Killer Mutant Snowman? I think it was a
Yeah.
long title. Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw the first Jack Frost.
Oh,
but
so
now here's the original.
I've seen this one as an adult multiple times for some. I saw it when it played at the Royal Cinema one year.
Oh, boy.
Very
seen
fun.
I'd never seen it all the way through, not even as a kid, but of course I'm very aware of it because, every bad movie show and podcast has covered it.
So we're coming in 3,000th place.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. But you know what? Yeah, it's a bad movie, but it wasn't like the worst thing ever.
No. I almost worked on this. So this is like,
Whoa.
I was back at Core doing visual effects. It's probably like 97 maybe or something, or 96. And then we got the script in and we had to bid it because they wanted us to do the...
Wait, was it the Sam Raimi draft of the script that he wrote with his
Yes.
brother Ivan Raimi? Okay.
Yeah. So this was the thing at the time. Like I was going crazy. I'm like, oh my God, Sam Raimi. This is going to be like a horror movie. And I'm reading the script. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is so weird. So yeah, I guess Sam Raimi was going to direct. It was going to star George Clooney at the time.
Did it have a horror movie angle in the script? or
No,
was it
no.
basically just
This
kids'
was
movie?
Sam Raimi's I want to make things that are not horror movie, period.
Yeah. It was his the house with the clock in the walls.
But that
phase.
came way later, right?
No, with like Eli Roth did it. Is
that
what
was
I'm
Eli
saying.
Roth.
Yeah. It's like I want to get into
Well, because he
holiday
was doing
filmmaking.
like For the Love of the Game. Oh,
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Oh, that movie sucks.
So I was just baffled reading the script, like what is going on? And then I didn't realize until like years later that he'd quit. George Clooney had quit first, I think.
to go do Batman and Robin. And that's why famously the snowman looks and acts like George Clooney.
The thing is, it doesn't.
I think the eyebrows look
a little
Clooney-esque.
bit. If you told me that, but if I didn't know that, there's no way I would.
No, it's weird. It doesn't look like George Clooney or Michael Keaton.
He has kind of like a wider set eyes and face.
I guess.
So if it was Michael Keaton, like he would have a thinner face and the eyebrows would go down.
And he'd have dyed frosted tips.
Yeah.
And an
No one
earring.
makes any Frosted Tips jokes in this movie, even though
You're
everyone
right.
from children to
Yeah.
adults are sporting them.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Because it
his,
was a serious thing. They didn't want to make fun of it.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke at the time. I just wish, I was waiting for like the snowman to have like an earring or something. It's like,
He's like morphing into Michael Keaton.
he is so cool in this movie. It's-
Oh, man. We'll talk about that.
Wow. So this was, it came out in 98. It was directed by Troy Miller. If you can't
Oh.
tell in the movie, directed a ton of Mr. Show.
There's a huge
Yep.
Mr. Show
Cast members.
connection
Yeah.
in this movie that I never knew.
Oh, Troy
and-
Miller was being roasted on an episode of The Doughboys I listened to recently.
I bet, yeah.
Because he was
Why?
like, he's a normal guy, regular guy, Troy Miller. No problems with him. He's not like he drives and looks at his phone at the same time watching
no.
a TV show for some reason. Totally a regular guy.
What happened?
Whatever. He's
They're just hinting at it, that he's like a
Okay.
Hollywood weirdo.
I think he and Bob and Dave had like a falling out because he directed Run Ronnie Run,
Yep.
which was like the Mr. Show
Oh
movie.
shit! When I was asking you today what movies he directed, you did not say Run, Ronnie,
Dumb
Run.
and Dumber as
Yeah,
well.
that's the only other
He's
one.
mostly done TV, but a lot of like funny TV stuff, like
Yeah.
obviously Mr. Show, Arrested Development,
Ben Stiller show.
Ben Stiller show,
Flight
which
of the
was, like,
Conchords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the comedy go-to guy, and he did a lot of the Oscar intros when they would like, put the host into the movies of the past year, that sort of thing. He kind of has like he brings a lot of like technical prowess, I think, to everything that he does. Like there's like a technical competence, I think, that I can see in this movie. Even though I'm not getting a lot of the laughs.
No, I just wish it was
What are you
funnier.
talking about? The film is filled with quips and japes and jokes.
Dad jokes.
Well, Michael Keaton certainly brings them.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we go.
Oh wait, we start. Warner Brothers logo. You know you're in for a fun time because there's some snow
yeah.
on it.
And
I
there's
always
harmonica.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, I love this opening. Yeah, are you guys ready for some red, green, and
And the
blue?
Other than the Mr. Show stuff, there's also a big musical connection in this movie.
Yeah.
There's musical artists in it, and the soundtrack has like actual songs and not just like Christmas songs
Generic
or
crap.
just like generic score kids movie, which I appreciated. So you could say the soundtrack is my favorite thing.
Doesn't this whole movie feel like a Mr. Show sketch though?
It
Yeah.
Like you
kinda
expect
It's
does.
just
to,
like
like-
it just doesn't take that turn.
The concept is very kind of, I don't know, horrific, but I could see it like going in a Mr. Show way.
A question: is Michael Keaton a cool guy?
Man,
He thinks he is.
in the world of this movie, he
He's
is.
so cool.
Everybody
He's the
loves
coolest
him.
dude. He is. I've never seen an audience so excited
Frosty
to
the
see like a blues.
snowman.
Can you imagine George Clooney on stage doing this? Because I feel like he would be
Slightly
even
cooler.
No, I was gonna say lamer.
Oh no! Well, you got a bone to pick with George Clooney, April.
Well,
George Clooney is more handsome, but Michael Keaton has a lot of charisma as well. He was a stand-up.
He is very funny, and then like he brings a lot of like kind of pep and energy.
Yeah.
To
but
the
he
scenes.
is such a lame dad in this.
Yeah,
like
but they're portraying him as if he's like a 29-year-old
Yes.
like musician. He looks so leathery in this movie.
I love
Well.
the guy in the audience in this opening number when they're singing like a Frosty the Snowman song,
He
and
goes-
the crowd is losing it.
Like going
Yeah.
crazy.
Paul F. Tompkins.
It is Paul F. Tompkins.
And the guy in the audience is like, "You gotta listen to this," and then like
Oh, yeah,
holds up
that
his
guy.
phone for
Oh,
like
that's
the lamest dad rock you've ever heard.
Yeah,
No.
it's Dweezil Zappa. That's Frank Zappa.
Oh, it is
Weasel
Dweezil?
Zappa, and it's a scene right out of Back to the Future.
Yeah,
which
he
is,
goes-
like that has to be an
He
intentional.
goes, "You got to check
joke."
this out, man." And he turns his like 1998 phone around to watch the band. This music it's terrible. They're all competent musicians, yes. At one point,
It's
there's
fine.
like a fiddle player, like
I know, but it doesn't even sound like I can hear the fiddle in the mix. Which is
Anytime
weird.
a white guy at a bar like pulls out a harmonica, you're like, "Oh,
oh
no!"
no, oh no. I was waiting for the camera to pull back, and you could see it was like the House of Blues or something. you know?
Yeah. Or Jim
The-
Belushi is like nodding in the corner.
the
Like,
audience. The
oh, maybe
audience is
Dweezil
great.
Zappa was calling Jim Belushi. Yeah. Hey man, check it out.
Oh, right there. And he comes down on stage in his Blues Brothers outfit.
Is Jim Belushi just gonna come up on every episode now? Because
Yeah,
that's like
pretty much.
4 in a row.
It's the Belushi cast.
So another thing is that his name is Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a stage name. This is like, the Jack Frost band.
No, because the kid is named Frost.
Oh, that's true.
there are people
Yeah.
with the last name Frost.
Maybe
Yeah.
he forced
Nick
his,
Frost.
Maybe he forced his kid to like.
Do you
change
think
his
you would name your kid so he forced his family to change their last name to Frost?
We're going by Frost now.
It's more marketable.
I do not agree, and I know this is going to hurt Colin because his hero uses this technique to name it your name and then and his players. Of course, I'm speaking of the Brian Seltzer Orchestra,
The Brian
which I know
Setzer
that
Orchestra.
you love, Colin.
Brian Seltzer.
It's like an old timey thing to do. The
Yeah.
players, the whatever.
Because it's
Yeah.
Jack Frost and I don't know, company or something. I just saw it on the side of
If
a
you
van.
guys
It
had,
just-
if you guys had
Jack
one,
Frost and the
like,
Icicles.
what would it be? Like Colin Cunningham and the blanks.
I don't know.
And the con man. Colin Cunningham's con man.
The con man.
The Cunninghams. It's just like
Oh, so it just doesn't really mean anything.
Colin and the Cunningham.
Colin and the
Colin and the
Cunningham.
Cunninghams.
So are
And
they
then they're
just your
all-
like brothers and sisters? Is it like a situation where they have to pretend to be family?
no, it's just a band, but then they're all in like pig outfits or something.
Wait, big outfit.
Or like suits that have
Wait,
like strips of
They're
bacon on them.
Cunninghams. They're
Yeah.
pig outfits, but then they have
so they have like mustaches and stuff like that, and maybe monocles.
yeah, or they have like the mortarboard hat that you just graduate with, and they're
Yeah.
all really smart.
Confused.
The Cunninghams. It's I don't know. It's many layers deep. That might
All
be
right,
too.
someone's gonna make some fan art of that of Colin and the Cunningham on
Dweezil
stage.
Zappa is gonna go, man. You got to check
Yeah.
out this band.
Colin is playing the harmonica in this fan art, I expect.
Singing
He's got
really
a-
badly.
Yeah, the pork pie hat, one earring.
Frosty the Snowman. Dude, he was a crazy guy, they say.
I love
The song
that.
is terrible. It's like
So bad, and you hear all of it.
it's
Yeah,
so
it goes
long.
on. It goes
It's
on.
like, and he's like,
and he's really sweaty too. Did
he-
we mention that?
he just wants to get
There's
signed.
a woman on stage, right? I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
say Lisa Loeb, and they're like back to back, and they're like, woo! da-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Yeah, they have a fiddle off. They have Mark
Yeah.
Addy. He's playing keyboards. Who's also really sweaty.
And he kisses him, and then I
it's
think he
just-
like spits like water on him or like
No,
sparkles.
he keeps throwing sparkles up into the
Oh,
air.
speaking of which, we need to mention the sound effects on the credits.
credits.
Because they are out of control.
I don't
He's like,
remember this.
they're like the loudest jingle bells. Like
During this song, and it's like, shh, like every credit that shows up is incredibly distracting.
it's crazy.
Are they like they're like CG credits, right, with snow on them?
Oh yeah. I think they
Okay.
dissolve into snow. But it's like he just wants to get signed by a record. Like no record label is going to sign this band.
He's like a 49-year-old man.
he is. He
I
looks
know,
really
it's like
old.
it's too late to get signed. I
mean, it's never
think-
too late.
Well,
It's never
do they
too
ever
late.
sign like older guy bands? Maybe.
I don't think so.
In 1998, I don't think so.
I
It's
don't know.
boy,
Yeah,
boy,
Michael
boy
Keaton
band
in
time.
1998 was 47 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
He looks older.
No,
I have to say.
he looks 47.
He looks very wrinkly, and it's made worse by the fact that he has two earrings. I think. You know who would be good in this movie?
Who?
Bruce Willis,
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean,
because he can play.
yeah. When
harmonica.
we see Bruno on stage, we
Yeah.
believe it.
That guy can rip it on the harp.
That is so easy to imagine in my
Yeah.
mind, and
Yeah.
even him as a snowman being
I
like,
know.
"Hey, kid, how's
how
it
you
going?"
doing,
I
kid?
can't imagine George Clooney being on stage and having the like blues music. He's
Yeah.
not a musical.
Red,
guy.
white,
Is
and
he?
blue.
Yeah, because even Hudson Hawk, he had that like pork pie hat, didn't he have like
Yeah.
this, yeah, the
Oh,
same
yeah.
damn
You're
hat?
right. Bruce Willis would fit right
Totally,
into this movie
totally.
easily.
Yeah,
But we don't have him.
I don't know.
We have Keaton.
So he's wearing two earrings, just like Bruce Willis and Hudson Hawk. He's got this pork pie hat, and at one point he's brushing his teeth, wearing a sleeveless shirt.
He's so cool.
Like, is he
it's like a muscle
so
shirt.
cool?
As one does.
As one does, and he has like frosted tips or like dyed blonde hair.
So,
like,
I mean, it's foreshadowing for what's about to come. So after this big concert, though, we go to a long, long sequence of his child getting into a snowball fight with
Yeah.
the entire school.
yeah, this is actually kind of funny, and this is there's two sequences especially that take place in this movie that are kind of fun, and it's like they're really playing it up like you're watching like a World War II movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well, it feels like a Saving Private Ryan parody. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Saving
they have
Private Ryan
the-
came out the same year, so maybe not, but
Yeah, but it's
You
funny
get the
as the
idea.
kid is like climbing up this hill, and we kind of like the camera pushes over the hill to reveal this
well,
like
you
massive.
know who
like,
shot
battle
this
scene.
movie, right?
Laszlo Kovacs.
Laszlo Kovacs, the very famous cinematographer.
I could not believe that.
Well, this is like what did he do anything major after this? Whoa, so he is a Michael Keaton guy because he shot Multiplicity.
Oh,
Okay. Which was a notoriously very difficult technical thing to shoot because there's a bajillion Michaels.
can't imagine.
Yeah, and he was in character for all of them.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen Multiplicity.
Neither
Oh,
have I.
you want to know a funny story? I rented that like for a sleepover when I was like, I don't know, 12. because
Yeah.
I thought that is what a bunch of young girls would like to watch. That
We
and The
love
Craft.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and I think I put it on and like no one got it. No one was paying attention. I don't know why. I just thought that
No
thought
one got multiplicity.
The poster sold me. The million Michael Keatons where she's like hugging him.
Sounds
Andy
hilarious.
McDowell. Yeah, I know.
I'm already laughing.
So anyway, I've seen it. It's a dumb movie.
Wait, so
but this-
Laszlo Kovacs, he has Jack Frost, Return to Me, a David Duchovny Mini
Oh, I know
Driver
Return to
romantic
Me.
comedy. Never heard of it.
You know what that movie's about?
No.
Okay, so they're dating Minnie Driver and David Duchovny, and it's discovered that Minnie Driver has the heart of David Duchovny's passed away ex-wife.
Oh, God.
Wait, so it's kind
Organ
of
donating.
Last Christmas, another
Organ
organ donating. Wait, have you guys seen that movie?
No,
Wait.
but someone told me recently to watch it.
Yeah, so the premise is that the lady that's the dragon lady from
Whatever her name is.
meets a young man who's very charming, and she's only seeing him because she got his organs and she's hallucinating his ghost.
Oh my
Oh
God!
my
what?
God, that is not
Because
what I thought
it's
that
the
movie
song.
was about.
Remember, Last Christmas,
I
you gave me your heart.
Oh,
so it's just
no.
literally that. Yep.
What was the movie? There was a Christian Slater movie where he had the heart of a monkey.
A baboon? Yeah.
called?
I don't remember what it is.
And he
I'm
would,
gonna
like-
search Christian Slater baboon heart.
I think he would
let's see what
fly
comes
into a
up.
rage at some
It's
point.
called
and he had
Untamed Heart.
yeah.
Oh my
But it gave him
God.
like
Wait,
super
he had like
strength.
baboon rage?
Yeah, he had, and I remember him throwing people across rooms and stuff.
Wait, that sounds
I
like
need to
something
s-
you came up
I
with.
need to see him.
Am I
rage
misremembering this? And then he would, he would,
That is the plot of Night of the Baboon. No, Night
would,
of
like-
the Blood Beast, the
Yeah, you would-
Mexican film.
he would rip their dicks off and then shove them in their mouth.
So Laszlo Panaflex, he
Kovacs.
shot Kovacs. He shot.
Yeah, we get this.
Return to Me.
We get this big epic snow battle. It's like, yeah, like Private Ryan. The bullies have this big like
Laszlo
sling.
Kovacs is like, Steven Spielberg tries. I can't do a Hungarian accent.
Yeah.
He doesn't use me. Well, I will go even better than him with
Yeah.
this giant snow battle. That has
But-
some really weird sound effects. Like at one point, a T-Rex gets hit, like a statue, and it goes. "Roar."
The
Well, they have, like-
sound effect person is going insane in this movie.
Yeah.
as previously stated.
Because they have like bomb sound effects, like,
yeah.
and then they like the bully kid is chewing like a pepperette, like it's a cigar and stuff like
That's
that.
supposed
It's
to be
kind of
funny.
It's kind of funny, and they have like a giant.
Did you guys
like,
eat pepperettes as a
slingshot.
kid? I never liked them.
I did that.
I love pepper.
They always gave me heartburn though because they're
Yeah.
really spicy.
Yeah, but yeah, I liked them as a kid.
You always see them at
Absolutely.
like the gas station.
We
like,
would call them
next to-
pepperoni sticks. Is that a Canadian thing? I don't know.
I think they're called hot rods here.
Yeah, hot
but-
rods.
Oh yeah, I liked hot rods, but hot rods are like, I don't even know what is in those, but I don't think it's like real food.
Oh, no, I don't
it's
think
just a bunch of chemicals.
Yeah, it's just like spicy,
Salty,
meat flavored
yeah.
stuff or whatever. Yeah, so we get this big snow battle. It's
Yeah,
like,
I guess it's creative, but it did feel like it went on way too long.
I know, but I got what they were doing. It
Get
was
to the
just like-
snowman.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, whoa. It takes them a long ass
Yes.
time to get to the snowman.
I want to say almost probably an hour.
45 minutes, I believe,
Oh,
before
yeah,
he comes
yeah.
Into it. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the little kid, what's his name? Charlie boy.
Charlie boy.
Charlie Frost.
Charlie
he kind of
boy.
yeah, Charlie boy. He kind of like bests the bully.
Michael Keaton's in the room with me.
He kind of defeats the bully. Everybody's yeah. So like dad comes home from his gig in Denver.
So, did you guys get the feeling that like this was reshoots? That like Michael Keaton is the best man there ever was?
yeah.
Oh, I almost feel like it takes so long to get to it because he was like, I gotta be on screen in this movie. I don't just want to do a voice. Like, put me on, as a person in this movie.
Did you guys
but
ever
bad.
hear that Michael Keaton was sued because he was advertising a movie on like some daytime talk show, and they sued him for showing no interest in the film and kind of tanking the chances of the movie? At one point, they cut to a commercial break, and when they came back, he was wearing sunglasses.
Was it on The View? That'd be funny.
I don't remember what it was. Some kind of like local affiliate, I think.
It's like a similar story to like Danny DeVito promoting Deck the Halls.
Deck the
wasn't there?
Halls,
He
love
got,
that.
He got wasted, yeah.
I
I
remember.
don't think he got sued though.
No, I don't.
I remember William H. Macy was on the Dennis Miller show, and then he
Ugh.
just appeared in Jurassic Park 3. And then he's like, hey, you just appeared in Jurassic Park 3. And he's like, oh, God, I know. Like, don't even talk to me about that. And then he had to, like, issue a public statement. I guess he got shit from the studio. Like, it hadn't come out yet.
It wasn't that bad.
Well, I don't know. But he was just like, this is so beneath me kind of thing. Like,
oh, come on. But it's true. Like, they basically have to sign a contract that says, I will say this movie is good, right? Like, I have to, or they could, I guess, have to pay damages.
I don't even think he was there to promote it. It was just like Dennis Miller was kind of making fun of him for being in it, and he was just like, "Don't even talk to me about that." Like, I know. Michael Keaton comes on. Man, he's funny. He brings. I gotta say, he brings like a certain, energy, quippiness to the scenes.
We watched some Michael Keaton stuff recently, and he's a great actor.
What have you been watching?
We watched Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay, Beetlejuice.
I think that might even be.
Are you getting ready for Beetlejuice too?
Oh, can't wait.
Yep, gonna be great.
After seeing him in The Flash as Batman, I can't wait to see him revisit. Oh my God!
Hey everybody, it's me, Beetlejuice. You know what? They should have just gotten Stephen Ouimet to do his Beetlejuice character from the animated TV show.
I never even watched the animated TV show.
I loved it when I was a kid. Did you watch it, April?
I did. I did watch the animated show a lot, and I wasn't even a huge fan of the movie as a kid. Like, I liked it, but I think I was more of a fan of the cartoon.
Oh, me too.
That often happens.
Well, because he's so mean in the movie, and in the cartoon, he's friends with Lydia, and they go on weird adventures.
He wants to rape her. I mean, marry her.
Yeah, marry her.
But the movie. Can't say enough good things about it because I'd seen it many times, but I just recently watched it after not seeing it and for so long, and damn, it's good. And I really don't want them to make a Beetlejuice 2.
I know.
Is Tim Burton doing it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Michael Keaton comes home, speaking of Beetlejuice, to the most backlotty looking house.
The whole street is just a backlot.
Crazy.
Speaking of Deck the Halls.
Yeah, it looks really, really fake. And the snow kind of like switches from just like realish looking snow to like ground up like cotton or something. It's
not the greatest.
It's all over the place, but yeah, the lighting especially looks very fake anytime they're outside on the front lawn or something.
Well, maybe it's supposed to, look like backlot style, like, the studio films.
I guess
that's what he was going for.
It's not even
Troy
a
Miller.
backlot. Like it
yeah.
Usually a backlot has like multiple houses. This looks like it's just one house or two houses.
No, there were other houses in the background, but I just want to say, as far as the whole financial situation goes with this family,
how is he making so much money?
Well, he's like, I'm not like, I want to buy nice things for you. I get a bigger house. This house.
Their house is huge.
Yeah, and also they have a cabin upstate.
Yeah.
And she's a banker.
I'm getting riled up now.
Yeah, I
Classic
know.
cabin hate.
I know. So it's like, it doesn't really make sense. They should be living in a much shittier house, and it would make sense that
like an apartment in Colorado.
Well, yeah, because Michael Keaton's thing is, it's not, he wants to be successful, but he kind of couches it in, I want to be able to provide. It's like, you're doing
family.
fine.
I guess his wife has a major job, Kelly Preston, in this movie.
She works at a bank, so she's clearly the breadwinner, I guess. But even so, like, you want a fucking mansion? He's like, I want to buy you diamonds. It's like, guys,
get out, or I want to buy you a Porsche and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's just like, dude, you're doing fine.
Even if you don't make it, quote unquote.
One issue I have with this movie, and I don't know, we've talked about it before, I think, in the Candyman thing, but he is walking around in the house with his boots on. They're in snowy, I don't know, Colorado or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, what are they doing?
At one point, he comes in from outside after being dropped off by Mark Addy and walks through the snow to get to his front door and just walks right into the house and through right
With
into
his
the
wet
kitchen.
boots
Have you ever heard people say like, oh, Canadians, you're expected to take your shoes off? And I was like, yeah, if you're walking outside, you take your shoes off when you get to somebody's house.
Well, we've had this whole conversation before, but apparently people in the States, in certain places, they do keep their shoes on. But I think when we went to the community and asked them, they were all like, no, if you have boots on and they're dirty,
I think
of course
it's just,
you wouldn't wear them.
It's probably just a movie thing.
Yeah.
He's not going to stop to take off his boots.
Because that would take like 5 minutes.
But he's clomping around, and it's like, of course,
you can hear them,
and she's clomping around in the kitchen in her big boots too. So I don't know what is going on.
And then later she's like, why is the floor all wet? Maybe if you stop walking around.
Taking your boots off.
And then he's brushing his teeth with,
It's a harmonica.
Sleeveless shirt because he's so fucking cool. And he has like a gold chain on
He has
too.
frosted tips. And is he wearing a hairpiece? What do you guys think?
I think I don't know. In this scene, it definitely looks like it. It looks like this sort of bowl cut. It looks like the same
extra-
hairpiece like Nicolas Cage would wear in like Face Off or something.
It's like an extra tuft of hair. Nick Cage wasn't wearing a hairpiece in Face Off.
Absolutely, he was. Yes, he was.
He wears multiple hair pieces in
Oh,
like every
right.
movie.
He's like Travolta. There's like a room of just
I know
hair.
Travolta.
Yeah. It's like,
Well, you know
His hair
Travolta.
room.
Someone convinced him to go bald.
yeah, he looks good bald.
He really
Pitbull
should just stay bald.
Convinced
like
Travolta to go bald.
Yeah, shave it off. Come on.
that. Yeah, it goes to a certain point where it's like, if it becomes your thing to be bald, well, then it's cool. Like Pitbull,
Well, like
you know.
Travolta's been showing up at bald in movies. I didn't even notice because you just know Travolta is bald, so you're
Yeah.
like, oh, he's just normal.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's
there
fine.
was the one thing where he like didn't he went to like 2 star-studded events like a week after one another and like had
just like a
Did
full
di-
head of hair.
different-
he had
hair.
he had very short hair at the first one, and then a week later he had this huge mane of hair, and everyone's like, okay, what the hell is up here?
Yeah. They're on to him.
Yes,
But
whatever.
that's okay.
It's fine,
But
shave
anyway,
it
so
off.
you're right. There's no way this is Michael Keaton's real hair, especially considering it's like blonde at the top.
Yeah, it's funny. But he's brushing his teeth in their bedroom, like in their kind of like adjoining bathroom thing, and he's talking to her, and she says, "Oh, would you take off your boots?" Like,
Oh my God, he
going to
still hasn't
bed?
took them off.
you're going to bed, and
He's
you
just
still
a
haven't.
slob.
So he comes in to talk, and this is like, you know, the tale as old as time for a Christmas movie. It's the bad dad. you
Bad
know?
dad, sad dad.
Bad dad, sad dad. He has to go and like
Santa
talk to his-
Dad. No, he's not Santa. Snowman Dad.
Yeah, it's like, you know, Jingle All the Way dad. Like
Same thing happens in Hook, which we reviewed at Christmas
Yeah.
because it starts off as a Christmas movie.
he's never there. He's always missing his son's like, you know, hockey
Things,
games or
yeah.
whatever, and he has to go into the bedroom and apologize to the kid and blah blah blah.
I think the kid is wrong in this movie.
I think like partially
he misses
yes.
his game because he's doing a studio recording session. That
Yeah.
never happens. Come on.
Yeah, I will say later, he gets this thing where it's like this record producer, he's gonna sign you, but he has to see you play on Christmas Day. And then so that I do kind of, he's like, at first I'm like, well, yeah, just do it. Forget your own family Christmas. Who gives a fuck? But then like halfway there, he decides, oh no, that's a bad idea. And then the whole band is like, yeah, we don't actually care about even getting
So-
signed. We care more about Christmas.
His kid killed Michael Keaton because Michael Keaton turning
Yes.
around
Kinda
is
true.
what causes him to die.
Yes, he
Yeah.
guilted him into dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the kid is responsible.
But I think the whole idea about this record contract guy is like, it's almost like, do you really want a job? Do you really want to work for someone who doesn't respect your time? The answer is no. Even though you might,
He just wants that record
But
gig.
it seems
yo.
like the rest of the band doesn't even care, and it's like, then
But
why
he's
don't you
already
just go?
popular. Like after the
Oh, yeah.
opening show, like his music's playing on the radio as a bootleg.
yeah, it's
and
crazy.
also that wasn't in his stupid little town. That was in Denver. So if he's
Yeah.
playing shows like that in Denver, I think
And people are like, "Oh, we need the hot new Jack Frost and the
Yeah.
Frostmen record."
Jack Frost and the
Frosties.
Snowmen. That would be good. But then, and then even the DJ or
On the
radio
radio?
station is like, "Whoa, you know, if ever a band could use a break or deserve
Yeah.
a break, you know, this
We
this
can't tell
Jack
you we got this hot track,
Yeah.
but
Frosty the Snowman. You've never heard anything like it.
Was that the song they were playing?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's his big song.
No,
the
no,
Blues-
no, no,
Bluesy
no.
Frosty.
Frosty the Snowman.
man,
It's like, oh God, Jesus.
that's what they're playing at like 8 a.m. on a Denver radio station. A bootleg of a 47-year-old man playing Frosty the Snowman with a harmonica.
What can I say? He's got
He's just
soul.
got it.
Yeah.
He's got so I got rhythm.
The funny thing is the coach of the hockey team is Henry Rollins.
Oh, he's very funny in this movie too.
musical person who is in a band.
Very intense and angry.
He's in a
It's-
heavy metal band.
Perfectly-
Black
No,
Black
it's
Flag, or is it like a rock band? I do not know the music at all.
probably like punk heavy
Punk
rock.
band, yeah.
As I was saying to Colin, this is the second episode in a row where we have a character who did a voice on The Legend of Korra. Is that not funny, you guys?
Did
Hilarious.
Henry Rollins do?
Yes,
Yeah. Me
he
and
was-
Colin, we were laughing when this recording started. We couldn't believe it.
He was the villain of season 3.
I had to
Major
stop
character.
the movie, and then I had to go into the other room just to like.
He played an evil airbender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see it. He has that. Kind of
He was
thing.
great in that show, but he's also pretty funny in this movie. I
Yeah,
actually
he is
wish he
good.
was in it more.
Is there anything you don't like in Legend of Korra, April?
Oh yeah, I got major issues.
Oh, you got
with
major issues?
with the storytelling, but it wasn't 100% their
Oh.
fault because it wasn't fully planned out necessarily from the beginning like Avatar was. So
Okay.
each season is self-contained. When it would be better if it was.
Oh,
more of
no,
a
I'm revving
continuing
April
story.
up.
Anyway, I still love that show.
Are you still excited for the Netflix show that looks exactly like the M. Night Shyamalan show?
No.
Yeah, that does actually. It's
Oh, yeah,
kinda
they
weird.
fired all the original crew member or like the creatives,
They
right?
didn't
from the
fire
Netflix show?
them. They quit.
Oh,
Because they were like,
which
we
is
don't, we
not
don't like
good.
the direction this is going
Yeah.
in. Yeah, the trailer, yeah, okay, the effects look fine, but like, no, sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like the movie at least, and then they just put like the proper music over it, like from the show.
You know what? We'll see what happens with that. Obviously, I'm going to watch it just to check it out, but I don't like Netflix live action cartoons in general, so I don't think I'm going to like it. But there's some animated Avatar movies coming out.
Speaking of
next
some
year,
live
too.
action cartoons,
Oh, we're going to get to the snowman? We still have 20 minutes
we got
left.
one. Yeah, really?
Well, he
Well,
gets in an
'cause-
accident.
The accident, and then it's 1 year later.
Oh God, yeah. So he drives home. First of all, it's like a snowstorm, and it's like this car that he's driving is like from the 1960s, of course. It's like that is not the car you want to be driving on a shitty road.
That's all he got.
Drives off a bridge. We were laughing because we saw The Empty Man last night, and there's lots of like similarities.
Some eerie similarities.
We
It's
kept
kinda
joking.
true.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
I know, sorry, never mind.
Is it going to reveal it? Oh, what if at the end of Jack Frost the twist was his dad never died? That they just like separated, but he imbued the snowman
Yeah,
with
we were
Michael
saying-
Keaton's soul.
Yeah, we were saying he was like the snowman is like a tulpa that they like manifested.
They put his spirit in.
There's so many.
That he's
weird-
like, I'm not alive? He's
Yeah.
like, no, you're just the dad I always wanted. He's like, no!
And then anytime they see the kid like talking to the snowman, he's like,
Yeah, he's whispering,
Whispering
whispering in
to
his ear.
But we
Spoiler
cut-
alerts for the Empty Man, I guess.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we gonna? I'm like, wow, how are the kid and the wife gonna deal with this? No, it's like 1 year later, they take the coward's directing approach.
I was really surprised. Like, why did they do 1 year later and not just the next day?
Because
Well-
they don't want the kid to deal with the emotional,
you don't want to have to
rigmarole.
film a scene that has like the wife and the son crying and like.
And like the funeral.
And it
bringing
would
the
be
movie
very weird for like the dad that died to come right back.
Yeah.
As opposed to later on when the kid he's kind of like become distant to his family and his grades aren't doing so well and he quit the hockey team.
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
everybody can be not miserable, 1 year
But
later.
it raises so many questions.
I have
it
lots
being
of
1 year later.
Yes, because it's a very funny cut. So they cut to 1 year later, and then the kid is walking, and he's doing like the kind of Charlie Brown, like. Dun, dun, dun,
There's
dun,
also a
like that really bad walk.
great shot of the kid just sadly like nodding no.
I was getting to that. So he the bullies see him, and they're like, "Come on, let's like throw a thing," and then he just looks at the bullies, and then just shakes his head. It's like he just got back from Vietnam or something.
It's a great
He's
shot.
like, "No," and then he just keeps walking, and they're like, "Man, he's not funny to bully anymore after his dad died."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Classic bully line, right? That actually happens in a lot of movies. Kids being jerks because like their victims' parents died.
Yeah.
That was literally the plot in that Boogeyman movie we watched.
yeah.
The Boogeyman. I don't think. Did I watch that one?
I don't know.
It's a brand new
No,
one.
yeah.
And it's
It
like
came
based
out.
on
No.
the Stephen
Oh,
King
yeah. I didn't watch that one.
one. So this kid, he walks home. He's doing like angry shoveling. He's trying to like shovel the snow off of his driveway.
Well, we've been there, right? And then the snowplow passes by,
I
and
actually
then like
have been there, yeah.
the snowplow guy is very nice. He's like, "Sorry, kid," not in a sarcastic way, but like, it's gonna happen.
That snowplow
and the kid
driver,
freaks out.
Ahmed Zappa. It's another
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 Zappa.
Zappa. Yeah, and
Wow.
the kid's school teacher at school is Moon Unit Zappa. So we got
Great
3
name.
Zappas, and then at one point, John Ennis from Mr. Show shows up as another snowplow
Well,
driver.
all the Mr. Show
Yeah,
guys, 'cause,
everyone from Mr. Show is in this.
Yeah.
Mr. what, January 6th is there.
Mr. Insurrectionist Jay Johnson is there.
Jay Johnson is
He climbed Everest.
He's a weatherman, and then they actually show a clip from Mr. Show on the TV briefly.
Yeah, as the kid is. Like,
wouldn't you rather be watching this?
Yeah. Yes, I would. So yeah, he brings he builds a snowman. First of all, he's inside watching Stevie Ray Vaughan, I don't know, on the TV with Mark Addy.
Well, I think Mark Addy put that on.
Probably. I'm like, another musician that died.
Oh, can we talk about Mark Addy? He was having a year or a couple of years around here. He played fake Fred Flintstone in Viva Rock Vegas.
That was
right.
him?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in that. But I was just looking him up today. He's been in a ton of shit. I did not even realize that was him in the first season of Game of Thrones. He plays a major character. I did not know that was him.
Oh, he plays
Robert Baratheon.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. He's pretty good in this. Actually.
Oh yeah, because I think his career was made thanks to the Full Monty, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, that's where I know him from.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he's really funny and actually, good in this.
He's very good, actually. The I don't know, got Kelly Preston as the mom.
She's fine.
Yeah, she's okay.
I never thought she was that great of an actress, but
whatever.
speaking of John Travolta.
So yeah, this kid, as if this movie can't get any sadder. The kid goes outside to build a snowman. So was it Stevie Nicks?
Well, because he looks out the window and sees like a mirror image of his own family building a snowman across the road.
Then they play the saddest song known to man, which is "Landslide" by Fleetwood Mac. And a great song, but I was like, I was shocked that this is in a children's movie.
It's so sad.
It's like you listen to the lyrics, like it's about like somebody kind of like at the end of their life, or maybe someone who just went through like a divorce, or like it's it's about accepting the seasons of your life changing. And I was like, oh my God. And he's building a snowman.
He's building the snowman.
Well, earlier in the movie, they built a snowman together.
Yeah.
So that's why he was doing it.
Then he goes inside. He gets like a box of all his.
Did you guys ever build like complex snowmen like you see in movies?
No.
I want to say I usually made it to 2, like the body, and then gave up. I feel like I never made it all the way.
I don't even know if we ever had coal. Like who had coal?
Oh, no.
around
You
there?
No
use,
one had
like,
coal. You
rocks.
take rocks.
Yeah,
rocks.
I must have built a snowman.
I don't think I ever gave him a note. I must have done it once, like maybe at home.
Yeah, maybe
you built a
carrot.
snowman.
We never had enough snow, like in our yard. It's like I feel like
You should have like a brown mush snowman instead.
Don't have a big enough yard.
With like grass all stuck on the outside of it and stuff like that.
I feel like if you ever built a snowman in your front yard, like kids would come by and like knock it down.
Oh well, maybe in Oshawa, the lawless town where you used to live.
It's like the Road Warrior. So here we have, and then the kid goes inside.
They'd slam it with like the pajama pants everyone was wearing walking around. Sorry, Emily once said that. She was like, "Look at that, the Oshawa what tuxedo?" I think she called it.
Oshawa tuxedo pajama pants. No, you're not wrong. People do wear pajama pants.
Sweatpants as well.
Sweatpants is everywhere. Come on, I didn't Oshawa.
Okay, but pajama pants.
The kid decorates Jack Frost, this snowman, with his dead dad's clothes. He has this like. Which hold on a second. Did they rescue this stuff from like the wreckage of his car, or?
Yeah, what happened to his car?
Maybe it wasn't on him when he died.
So if Colin died, April, what would you want of his that you could put on a snowman?
Probably the hoodie that he's wearing right now, because I wear it all the time. I want that
so
for me.
So you just want to wear it. Yeah. So maybe you turn into Colin there. You're like, oh.
No, not things you would take from my corpse. No. things you would put on.
You use those.
Take from my house.
Fred Perry shirt, I could probably fit that on a snowman somehow. I don't know.
God.
Just lay it on top of it. It couldn't get in.
So you wouldn't have like, when he was really into rockabilly, like have his leather jacket or something.
He doesn't have one.
The sideburns made out of like pine cones or something.
Yeah, someone should make a rockabilly snowman. That'd be pretty cute.
So you're redoing. Okay, if you search rockabilly snowman, I can guarantee you there's gonna be. Yeah. Or is it just nothing? Because people are like, yeah, we don't do that.
It's like Elvis Snowman. No, you'd be that one rockabilly couple that's like, 55, like that. Still where the guy's bald and he has like.
What if I switched it on you, Colin? What would you build? Like April gets into a car accident, and then you take some items that she had in that car. What would it be?
Maybe her like Legend of Zelda gloves. I put them on.
Wait,
like.
You have Legend of Zelda gloves, April?
I got them custom made from Etsy.
They're like fingerless gloves. Yeah, I think I'd put them on the little branches on her hands.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's probably cool.
But this Michael Keaton snowman, there's a pièce de résistance, which we have not talked about. about the pork pie hat.
Yeah. That's what really sets him aside from the classic Frosty.
Which is funny, yeah, but the pork pie hat on the snowman is gigantic. It's enormous.
Big
Like,
snowman.
it's made like his head is so much bigger than Michael Keaton's, and it is so large. It's like
Do you think that Michael Keaton just had multiple pork pie hats he wore, and one of them was like a big sombrero
One of
style?
them was like a novelty big one.
maybe it's just like, I don't know, a stretchable hat or something. It's like, but it's gigantic. It's like bigger than a fedora.
It's like a scary movie where the hats keep getting bigger. It's this pork pie hat.
So the kid plays it. Does he play the magic harmonica?
I think he does. Yeah,
He
just
blows
goes,
into it. Much like the Empty Man. Oh my God. Sorry.
that's right.
There's way too many similarities.
Oh my
The
God.
empty snowman is right there.
Now this transformation is kind of horrific the way it's shot.
Have you guys seen the trailer where I edited it in the soundtrack to
Yes.
the slasher of Jack Frost and then put it on the Michael Keaton
Yeah.
one?
Yes.
There are multiple scenes in this movie where you could easily just switch the music and it would be
Yeah,
horrifying.
that's what I did. I think because I did it on the transformation where it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
and the camera's like spinning around him.
Yeah, it kind of has like an Evil Dead vibe or something to it the way it's shot. There's multiple scenes. Yeah, there's like one where he's like kind of looking in the window at the mom, and she's like drinking cocoa or something, and then she kind of like looks out and he kind of just like moves his head away.
Can we talk about the snowman, the Jim Henson creation, which is very complicated?
Yeah.
And like so good that sometimes I like squint and I go, is that CG? Or is it like a puppet?
The puppet's good.
Yeah, it's actually really
Yeah.
good. The face is very articulated.
Despite the fact that it has so little features.
And
Yeah.
This movie cost $87 million to
I
make.
can't believe that. On Wikipedia, they had the budget as like a range. It just said between 30 and 85 million. Like,
Only
it's a pretty big
85,
range. I can believe it because it's very good.
The puppet is, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just one of those instances of, 90s CG just not being there yet. And, it sticks out like a sore thumb whenever they use it. And it often looks horrific.
The mouth doesn't work. Like nothing.
yeah.
It looks very kind of stiff and awkward. Whereas like every time they cut to the puppet, and you can tell there's a person inside because it's not just like a kind of stationary animatronic. There's like a person
There's
moving
movement,
it.
yeah.
And it feels very alive. It's very, very well done.
ILM worked on this movie.
Yeah, ILM did the CG.
They really dropped the ball on this one.
Drop the snowball.
Hey.
Ball. Oh. All right. So I think Michael Keaton, he like basically is like a killer trying to get in. He scares his child.
Yeah, his child like barricades the door. He doesn't believe that he thinks a killer snowman is after him, as you would.
As
I
you
mean,
would.
maybe he saw Jack Frost the year before on DTV.
Yeah, and so, is Michael Keaton aware that he's dead? Like that he
Oh,
died?
yeah.
I think he figures.
Yes, he is. Now, where was Michael Keaton? Is he like, there's no heaven, son? There's just white emptiness. Like,
Well-
because that's never discussed, right?
I think he
No.
just after the crash woke up in the snowman.
Okay, so there is no afterlife then.
Well, I think just for
So-
him it was like a split second.
I'm
just making stuff
Yeah,
up.
so
I don't
what
really
happens
know.
at the
I don't
end?
know.
You know, like does he go back to nothingness?
Do you think they
or-
deleted a
Maybe
scene
reborn.
where he went to his gravestone and he's like weeping as a
It's a
snowman?
good thing we
Like-
never did that.
And there's like a pork pie hat on the gravestone, like a harmonica.
Yeah.
I want it at the end where he like he does the ghost ending where he kind of walks into the light.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like drag me to hell.
Or like a pit of hell.
Just like skeletons come and grab him and he's like, "Whoa!"
No, he's being let's say he's being reincarnated at the end of the movie as he disappeared. But like, what brought him back? The power of a magic harmonica that even he admits was not magic.
Yeah.
I just made it up.
Yeah,
Just if you
but
believe in it.
if you manifested it,
Yeah, it's like it's like they said in The Empty Man. If you just through repetition and concentration equals flesh, or in this case,
equals snow.
And in this one, the snowman looks through the window. He's like weeping too, looking at his child.
Yeah,
It's so bizarre.
But yeah,
And he also has Quipper's disease. He will not stop quipping.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
endless
To himself.
quipping.
do you feel like he was more quippy after he became a snowman?
Yes.
Absolutely,
That's
yes.
what I was
Because you
feeling.
know he's just riffing in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right, but these quips aren't even good.
He's by himself.
No.
Like there's nobody there, and he's having full conversations with himself. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess.
Do
I'm
you
a
think it's
snowman.
maybe because he doesn't want to like acknowledge his own lack of existence?
I think
and if
so,
he does,
yeah.
Yeah, he accepts this very, very quickly that he is.
he's like, "Oh, I'm a
I
snowman."
guess I'm a snowman.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he's walking
Yeah.
in town like. First of all, like April, you said like he moves like a slug. He's kind of like Jabba. Like he does. He does. He's
like a
yeah. Wait,
trail behind
what is
him.
his like mode of propulsion as a snowman?
There is a wide shot, and you can
kinda-
see these little kind of like I don't know, like nubs or something. It's very disgusting. It's like Jabba the
Does he
Hutt.
have like snow tentacles that like come out?
I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a very it looks repulsive.
He has a shimmy kind of, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
Okay.
leaves like a trail, like it's just like like a slug or a snail or something. But he's walking in town having this like existential crisis. Like nobody in this town is like either out or looks out
well,
their
doesn't
window.
Henry Rollins see him and freak out?
Yeah.
freaks
Yeah.
out? Yeah.
But that's it.
that's
And
kind of it. Yeah.
You know, this kid is taking him everywhere in this town and talking to him, and he is fully animated, like talking with the mouth moving. Nobody
Yeah.
ever sees it.
I mean, he eventually is like, okay, a talking snowman. But the thing that convinces him is that he helps him win the snowball fight in the snowball war that turns into like a giant downhill snowboarding sledding
Okay.
thing. Out of
This is
nowhere.
like-
We have to get to this. This is like a Spielbergian, like
It kind of just keeps
action
going,
scene.
and you're like, now we're doing this, and
It's
now
like
we're doing this.
Tintin,
Yes.
you know, driving
Yes.
his little motorcycle.
100%. So
yeah.
he he's like chasing his kid, like, "Hey, come on, it's me." And
Yeah,
then-
come on. And the kid stumbles upon a little girl who feels very much like she'll be a Hillary Clinton in no time, where she's like, bullies like you make up 75% of the prison population. It's like, ugh.
Does she ever come back in the movie after this?
She's around. She's like in the
Yeah.
car when they go to the hockey game. I think she's like one of the kids' sisters, but she has a
Right.
big crush on Johnny Boy or whatever his name.
Charlie
Yeah,
Boy.
And so this Michael Keaton, still very nonchalant about being a snowman, starts pummeling the bullies
Yeah.
with
yeah,
snow.
It's like in the trailer, his arms like spin around like
They're propelling
Yeah.
snow.
propellers, and they flinging all these things, and then we get into this chase scene, this sled chase.
Wait, there's like such a dissonance between you see Michael Keaton snowman propels himself into the air to catch his son.
yeah.
And then it cuts to like the shittiest Jim Henson puppet standing in front of a green screen you've ever seen, where he's like, "All right, kid, let's go." It's like, oh, this puppet looks so good.
There's multiple shots, like many shots in this like downhill chase scene where it cuts to them on blue screen, and it looks worse than the Temple of Doom
Yeah.
going down the mountainside scene.
Now, you know they had meetings, right, where they're like, "This is Jack Frost. Who cares?"
Like we,
Don't put all our
it's
top
for kids.
people on this.
They got the
Yep,
attention
it's for
span of
kids.
peanuts.
yeah.
This scene goes on and on, but okay, this is what I actually like about this is like a Troy Miller thing, I think. He brings a kind of technical ability to these scenes. And in any other movie, I feel this would have just been like glossed over, or just would have been whatever, like
Yeah.
generic kind of action scene, but this is like evolves and grows, and you know, it has like little mini set pieces within it. Sure, yes, it goes on a very long time.
And it has so many good jokes like, "You the man." No, I the snowman.
And then he gets snowball boobs at one point.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, not for me."
Not for me. Then he goes through like two kind of narrow trees and he's like, "Whoa, I've slimmed down."
Yeah, it's like
He's literally like on the sleigh, and he does a slow motion like grab it like a snowboard and be like, "Yeah."
yeah, radical, right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then he's like, let's split up. And now the kid all of a sudden knows how to snowboard, which has not been established at all. He could have killed him. But he just surfs down this hill, and then the bully, wipes out.
This
This
hill.
bully gets so much punishment on his wipeout.
Uh-huh.
He like gets his balls hit by a tree.
Yeah.
and
But he got like this hill. They are going down this hill for it feels like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
This hill must be like 60 miles like high. And it's like they get down to the bottom. Like where are they? So
How are they going to get back up with a giant snowman?
Yeah, exactly. How are they going to get home?
Did you guys ever have big snow hills when you were a kid?
Well, not Nashville.
Not like
Because there was
ones.
one in Ottawa that was huge. It was called Greens Creek, and it was like 3 hills connected to each other, and you could ride it for like 5 minutes.
Oh no,
So-
the hills in my town were small. We had them, but like
Yeah.
it was just like, maybe 20 seconds to the bottom.
We have some
Yeah, that's
like
boring.
we had some ski hills here in Errol Bales, I think was one. It was like a ski I don't know, a ski club or a ski hill where you could go down. I think they would open it up to toboggans at some point. That was a big hill.
Did you guys have
Yeah.
GT racers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they sucked because when you wiped out with them, it would hurt.
Oh, I had like the saucer, the plastic saucer.
Yeah, or the magic
Are you
carpets.
jealous? Did you always
I
want the
kind of
GT
wanted
racer?
a GT racer. Yeah, this was like a boy sled. I think I had a magic carpet.
Colin,
too.
you know what to get April for Christmas.
It was like the center of gravity on the GT
Crazy
racers
carpet.
are way too high, so you just flip over.
Yes.
Just okay.
You always
yeah.
flip over.
The ones
yeah.
that we had were it was like the magic carpets, where it's just a
Oh,
thin.
love
Crazy
those.
carpets.
They are the
Crazy carpets.
fastest things like you've ever seen.
Yeah, you're like Clark Griswold
Yeah, it
going
is.
down.
But there's no padding at all between that. Like
No.
you feel every bump, and it's like when you wipe out, it really hurts.
Yeah. I
My
like the
favorite
plastic
sled
ones.
was always the ones that you can like put your stomach on and you go face first
Oh my
down the
God.
hills.
I
That was the
think that's
best.
called
And like
skeleton luge.
skeleton luge?
Yeah, because when you crash, you turn into a skeleton.
And the Greens Creek, my favorite memories were it was the ice storm. It was so snowy, so icy, you could go down on your butt down the hill. You didn't even need anything. It was that dangerous.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, those are the good ones. And then like,
Well-
you just hit that one bump that goes right in your ass crack, and like, oh,
Oh yeah.
the
Get
tailbone.
April a GT racer, and then it'll be like April at Mansky dies. I'm going down.
cut to me putting like the Legend of Zelda gloves on, like
Yeah.
some stick hands coming out of.
There are some good hills like in Toronto, like on the east end. There's like by the highway there that I've always wanted to
there?
go down. Well, because it's near where I used to live, but I
wonder
would see
if the
kids sledding down.
I wonder if the GT racers are better now because of like the front like thing you turn. Didn't control it enough, so you just turn and then flip over.
Yeah, yeah. What's I'm saying? It has to be lower. You know.
Yeah.
You can't like sit up that high and have
Yeah,
and turn
sledding
very.
technology should have improved by now.
You think so? You think so?
20 years ago.
I'm looking here, GT Racer. Oh, there is an adult-sized GT Racer. It is $250.
Oh my god. Lord.
They sell it at Canadian Tire.
What you would do with these as well is I had a cousin who lived had a farm, and you'd attach them behind snowmobiles.
Oh.
So they'd pull you with like a rope as you would like go around their farm property, and you would crash really hard.
That
with
sounds very dangerous.
Yep.
They take those corners and you would spin around and hit a tree.
Yep. That's how you want to go out. I mean, I had my stepbrother broke like his arms or legs crashing, not due to a sled though, due to skiing, which is very dangerous.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to ski as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I used to do it a lot too. I wasn't good at it though. That was the issue. Did you ever get good at it? Like you go like shh, shh,
Yeah.
shh,
No, I
down
was
the
like
hills.
one level.
Wow.
I was like one level under becoming like an instructor at one point.
Oh, I had no idea.
But yeah, and then I just never. I think I failed the test, and then it was just like,
Where
whatever.
did you go? Blue Mountain?
Errol Bales.
Right.
That was up in North York.
Oh.
I want to get more into cross country skiing. My brother and dad do that all the time. That's really
they
fun.
forced us to do that as kids on school trips, and I always hated it because
Oh,
it's
really?
hard.
It's hard, yeah.
It is very
I'm sure
hard, yeah.
now, maybe I'm a little more fit, have a little more leg strength. I could probably do it, but I always liked the downhill skiing. But I only ever did it like one weekend, and
Yeah.
I got good at it by the end.
Oh wow, big words. She's like, Colin, I think I could have made it an instructor after that one weekend of skiing.
downhill skiing. Anyway, back to the movie.
Yeah, back to the movie.
Okay, so this there's like a running thing, like the kid wants to be a hockey star, and his
Yeah.
bedroom is like just covered in like Wayne Gretzky posters and blah blah blah. And I guess he's quit the hockey team after his dad died.
Well, he really took it hard that his dad didn't show up to that game.
Right. He's like, I'm out. I quit quit the team.
And so the snowman dad is like, I got to make it my life's goal as a snowman to teach him how to play hockey.
Yeah.
Which I never
And
did it.
Isn't the kid weird that he's like, yeah, my dad never had time for anything? Your dad died trying to come back to you, kid.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well,
Yeah.
his dad kind of didn't finish teaching him this one trick. And he's like, after I get back from the studio tonight,
The J shot.
Yeah. And
Also, does he know that he died coming back to them? I guess they would have seen where the crash was and been like, okay, that was in the direction of the cabin.
I expected the dad to be,
Have a conversation about
holding
this.
this over the kid's head.
I think that was a reshoot for the movie of him
so?
like turning around. I bet you there was test screenings that they were like, oh, he was too mean.
Yeah, he needed to change his mind. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. But so he takes the kid to this pond to practice. This pond, it looks like it's in Narnia.
It's the fakest
It does.
set looking
It
thing
does not
ever.
look like any place on this planet.
No.
Yeah, it's like something from the Dark Crystal or like this fantasy pond.
Yeah, you expect someone to be like, would you like some Turkish delights? It's like, oh, no, those candies suck. Get them out of here.
They do.
Have a hog noggin or something or whatever.
And so they make a hockey net out of twigs somehow.
Yeah.
And he teaches
I'm
him,
alive too, screams the hockey net.
teaches him this special move.
With like a
great.
rock or something.
And then he goes to the hockey game. I don't think there's anything.
He
before
rejoins
that.
the hockey team and
And it's funny because the kids, everyone is now aware that he is talking to a snowman. He brings him through town.
He brings him through
People
town
are
on a-
seeing him.
yeah.
The mom is getting concerned.
Wait, we skipped over that they go to the very oddly named Shiverfest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they have like winter festivals.
Yeah, but Shiverfest? It sounds like a horror.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does
festival.
kind of sound like a horror thing. Yeah.
Which doesn't look very good. It's just like the whole road is just covered in slush. That
And
kids are like
just,
throwing slush
hucking-
around.
And nothing happens at this festival. It's very odd.
Well, he just
Isn't
kind
there
of
a band playing?
he has a conversation with Mark Addy.
yeah, and they're like, look,
Yeah.
they're not as cool as my dad was.
Yeah, that's the conversation where he talks about how much he misses him.
Mark Addy like gave up on music
Just
ever
like he
since
gave up
Michael
on
Keaton died. He's like I've lost my groove, kid.
yeah,
Gotta
that
get you
groove
down.
that your dad brought to me.
I 100% expected the dad at the end of the movie they would like get the band back together and then
and the snowman plays a show.
the snowman would be playing at like Shiverfest like on stage and everybody would
Yeah.
be going crazy like yeah this is amazing.
See, that goes against the thesis of the movie, which is, Dad, forget about your career. Your point is you should just be my father and just care about my things.
Yeah.
Which is really, if it was more mature, it should be like, they should come to an understanding. Maybe if he wasn't a dead snowman, he could be like, you know what,
Tulpa.
you know what, Dad,
Tulpa.
it's okay. You can go do your work, your band stuff, and sometimes come to some of my games, and we'll compromise. But
Yeah.
no, it's
So
all gotta be one or the other.
I expected him to play on stage, for Dweezil Zappa to be there. They would
Yeah,
get
all these
signed.
musical people, yeah.
They would get signed.
I was really hoping the snowman would like join the hockey team as well
Oh yeah.
and play
that
around
too.
But
like
he'd
a
be-
sudden death, like he's the goalie.
He'd be dressed up in like the goalie outfit though, so you wouldn't know. But he'd have like a
He's a big round.
I don't know, whatever.
No, it's 3 balls.
He's like moving around like a slug on the
Yeah.
on the ice.
Yeah, so both those things don't
so-
happen.
But the snowman dad wants to go to his son's hockey game, and there's this like supposed to be funny scene where he's screaming in agony, walking across hot cement.
Yeah,
That wasn't cool.
it's all of a sudden they have like a hot spell, and so he almost dies twice trying to get to his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the kid is like, it's okay, Dad, you don't have to come. But he came anyway.
Yeah, he's
And he's like, oh,
he's melting and dying, and then when he finally makes it and sees his kid score a goal. The kid sees him, like comes and they have a kid doesn't even react like, oh, thanks for coming, Dad.
Well, he's just like,
He's just like, oh,
he
hey,
came, yeah.
hey, what's up? He's like, oh,
But then later on, Jack Frost Snowman's like, I'm dying.
and he's like, oh, Dad, you look terrible. You're all
realizes-
melting.
We got to get him to the mountains. So he enlists the help of his bully, which he makes up with, which I really enjoyed that scene. And also the bully is like, I knew I saw a talking snowman. I knew it. So it's like everyone saw this shit. You know.
You
Just
can't
in
skip over
disbelief.
the most famous line of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's like, better know, Dad. No, better Snow Dad
Than
than
No
No Dad.
I gotta say, I kind of love that line. That should have been the tagline. What was the tagline for this?
Oh, I don't know.
Stay frosty. I don't know, something
He's
like
coming
that.
back.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
I'm looking
he's
at
back.
Or, as Michael Keaton says at the end of the movie in like the graveliest voice, "I will always hear you." For no reason.
Oh no! So the tagline is Jack Frost is getting a second chance to be the world's coolest dad if he doesn't melt first.
Okay, well, that's a little too long for a tagline.
It doesn't roll out.
Oh, he's the world's coolest dad, and he's gonna prove it, man. So the posters are all like, he's so cool.
Yeah.
We mean he's a snowman, but he's also cool.
One of the posters is kind of terrifying. It's like Michael Keaton on one side and
Like morphing.
yeah, it looks like something out of The
Tornado.
Thing or something. Like he's becoming like
Animorph.
An Animorph, yeah. It's not that creepy, but.
So yeah, they end up at the top of the mountain in like a cabin.
Well, that's their cabin that was established, the one that they own.
Got it. Which is a fucking huge
I
cabin.
wonder if they rent that. Do
I
you
don't
need
know,
it all
man.
year? Anyway, they have a cabin in Colorado. Yeah, it's huge.
So they're hiding out in the cabin, and then Jack Frost like calls the mom.
Oh, and it's so weird because he calls her and he's like, "Come get our son," and she's like, "Wait,
Who is
what?"
this?
And then he hangs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, Jack,
Jack?
is that you?
He can't just say, "I can't explain right now, but I'm alive. Briefly, come to the cabin." He doesn't
Yeah.
say that. He just says, "Come to the
He's
cabin."
like, "I'm a tulpa. I'm not the real Jack Frost that you know and love."
Just have the kid like call it. Just
Yeah.
the mom does not react to anything in this movie.
I mean, the mom. So is it Christmas Day?
It is, yeah. It's Christmas.
Okay.
They had a hockey game on Christmas Day.
No, Christmas Eve.
This is the
Maybe
next
Christmas
day.
Eve. Oh, it's the next day. Okay.
So it's like, it's Christmas, and then
It's
Jack
like the
Frost.
ending of that poisoned blowfish episode of The Simpsons where the sun is rising and Jack Frost is like looking out the window.
It kind of is. There's like a matte painting, it looks like, of a sunset.
There's lots of matte paintings in this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get the mom arrives just as like Jack Frost
Okay,
is saying.
so the mom is supposed to have so many questions.
Yeah, I know.
And she doesn't even really get to talk with him or kiss him or hug his cold snow body.
Or fuck his snow body.
Well, earlier in the movie, they're pretty
Yeah, they
random.
have sex, right? Like it's alluded to.
Yeah.
Like they cut away right as they're doing it.
It's weird.
They're
the
making
scene.
out. That's earlier in the movie. But
Well, so he's hugging, and she's pretty far away too. So by the time she makes it to the snowman's already like, I don't know, dissolved in like flying snow or something.
Yeah, he's flying, and she looks at him instead of being like, "Ah!" she just smiles.
Her brain's
a little
broken.
confused.
Yeah, and then she apologizes. She's like to the kid, like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't believe you." It's like, what convinced you? You didn't see anything.
She saw it from afar moving.
That could be a puppet. Like if you,
Well, it was.
if you came over a hill or something,
and you saw like a kid talking to a snowman.
you saw me from afar, like hugging a snowman that's wrapping its stick arms around me. What would be going through your head?
I wouldn't assume that it is, a
Oh my God.
corporeal being. I would maybe assume that it was a puppet or a
summons
person
the-
in a suit.
Yeah, he summoned
if
the
you
empty
saw
man.
like the snowman like with a harmonica and a pork pie hat, and it was like playing it like, you're like,
You think, okay, I'm being pranked. This is a puppet.
Yeah.
Whatever.
you wouldn't think that like Colin made like a Brian Seltzer. Tulpa.
That's the Rockabilly Snowman. The Brian Setzer.
Oh, his dreams
Tulpa Snowman.
And he's like hugging him.
Bye, Brian Setzer. And then it like,
Well, it had to be a Tulpa because Brian Setzer's still alive, right?
he is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could summon him from across time and space.
But anyway, Michael Keaton, Jack Frost in human form shows up, much like the
Oh
end
yeah,
of
this
Ghost.
begs so many questions. I'm like, wait a minute.
Where is he?
Could you have looked like this the entire time?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Where is he going? He's like,
Well, he's becoming part of the land. He's
Yeah.
just becoming snow.
I would much prefer if he was like, I'll come back every year or something like that around Christmas
or like
time.
he had to live up in the mountains, this like purgatory existence as a snowman.
Yeah, and then they can come
believe
visit
that.
from time to time. But no, he's going. That's it.
Kelly Preston has such a great line where she's like, "Sing me a smile," and then Michael Keaton's like, "Every time we say goodbye,
It's terrible.
callback.
It's
I
terrible.
cry a little."
And it's just him like singing to a bunch of grips on set, like because he's on a
So why is that
a
like
blue
her
screen.
the song that gets her going? Because he sings that right before they have sex earlier, and like I get it's like
Well,
every
maybe she's
time we
like,
have
oh
to
yeah,
go
it
with
gets me
this
hot
sad
and bothered.
song.
I think he wrote it for her or something like that.
That is a famous song. You realize?
well, maybe he's the plagiarist.
That's a hugely famous song.
Maybe he just told her like he wrote it. Oh yeah, I wrote this song.
Every time
It's called
we
Merry
say
Christmas.
Goodbye,
Oh, you're
I sigh a little.
that one.
That song.
Okay.
Every time.
Yeah, I totally
It's like
wrote
Dean
Frosty
Martin
the
or something,
Snowman.
yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Frosty the Snowman.
Man named Frosty. Dun, dun, dun,
What if that's
dun.
what he was singing as he was leaving? She's like, "Sing me a smile," and he's like, "Frosty."
That would be pretty funny. Anyway, the movie's over, you guys.
Yeah,
Oh
everyone's.
wait, yeah, he actually ascends to heaven. The snow like flies up into the matte painting.
Yeah. No, and then it like makes does a 180 and makes a beeline for hell.
Oh, I wish that it like formed a giant like cloud snowman.
Oh, that'd be great. And then it winks at them. Ding.
Yeah. Do you think
Van
from this
Helsing.
point on that like there's a frame photo of the snowman on their dashboard?
That'd be pretty creepy.
That'd be great.
But it's such an extraordinary experience. You gotta commemorate it. You know,
I guess.
somehow.
Yeah, why not? I would build them every year to scare Henry Rollins.
He didn't even do anything wrong.
No,
But
no.
he got freaked out. Freaked the fuck out.
The movie ends on this like gigantic
Yeah, wait.
pullback.
What do so we follow the dog and then the dog turns into someone
yeah.
else's yard. What does that mean?
I think that
Like is the dog the soul bringer?
no, I think it's just like, hey, everybody's happy. Look, it's the dog.
guess.
The camera's going through the house. Mark Addy is like playing on the
That-
piano.
Everyone's building a snowman.
Everyone's building this.
Can you see some kids doing
That
it? I
pullback
assume
shot's
that
weird.
snowman will also come to life.
That would be amazing. Yeah, you have like an army of undead snowmen.
But they just form a giant like jazz band.
Did you guys say what your
Blues.
favorite things were?
I'm gonna say like the little kind of touches like the action scenes, the battle
Yeah,
scenes.
the action scenes.
Yeah, I like those little things. I think those are good things that Troy Miller. I think.
Yeah.
My favorite thing was how cool Michael Keaton is.
And yet no one mentioned the actual puppet. But
The puppet is
No.
good.
it is.
It's good.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's so
Live
cool.
action frost effects is how they're credited. Did you notice one of the first credits that comes up is I think he's an assistant director, first assistant director, Frank Capra III.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did notice that.
I've seen his credit
Keeping
on
it
a lot
in the
of
family.
movies.
Yeah. That is like related to the Frank Capra,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Not
is.
just a coincidence.
No.
No, but we got a it's like a model pullback. It's a very extended
Yeah.
pullback.
Yeah, and it's like a partially CG because there's people in it. But
Yeah.
it did look like a model.
It looked like a miniature.
Colin was the mocap like he was for the elf in Santa Claus 2.
Yeah.
That's right. The poor man's mocap.
Did we do a commentary on that one?
Patreon episode.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, or just a Patreon episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I was-
not enough to do a full
I was doing it for
commentary.
Jack Frost. I was moving like a slug in the parking lot behind work.
There's a lot of fucking movies called Jack Frost. Wasn't there an
There's
animated
so many
one
of
that
them.
came out later where he was like a hip teenager?
I just looked it up. I just said Jack Frost into like Apple TV.
Oh yeah,
and then
there's like a
like
million.
6 movies came up.
and of course the horror movies. But this one's clearly the best, right?
I think so.
Oh, I like the horror movie Jack Frost.
I never saw the first one. I only saw that awful sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie is probably streaming lots of places in Canada. It's available on Crave. I'm sure you can maybe get it on your American or international equivalents. And I'd recommend this movie, but it's again not a good movie.
It's not bad.
But
it's more of like a
it's kind of
drama.
like I think this is definitely if you have your friends over and you want to point and laugh at a movie, then this
We need to feel better than other films to fill our
But there's
empty
also
lives,
good,
just like we do
as I
this
said,
podcast.
good music in it, real songs. It's not just crappy.
You're just talking about Landslide.
Well, no, there's other songs in it too that are fine. So yeah,
Got a decent soundtrack.
I would say this is like a middling like Christmas kids movie.
Yeah.
But there's good things in it.
Yes, but it takes a very long time to get to the
To
snowman.
the snowman, yeah.
It's true. But I mean, there's stuff to laugh at during that. It's no Jingle All the Way, but it's a lot better than like Fred Claus.
Oh, God
you know
almighty,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, much, much better.
So it's kind of in the middle for me. So if you want to email the podcast, we're at no such thing as a bad movie at gmail.com. And we're on Twitter at no such thing pod and Instagram. We're available on Instagram and Blue Sky as well. And if you want to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/no such thing as a bad movie. If you support us on the $5 level, you get a bonus episode every 2 weeks. We are talking about The Holdovers next week, which is a Christmas movie starring Santa himself, Paul Giamatti. So check that out.
Sickly Santa.
We have
Oh, kill me.
yeah, we have over 100 episodes on the Patreon and lots of other fun stuff. And if you want to find
How many patrons do we have now?
patrons, I think we're on.
Yeah.
With last I checked, it was 317. We just got a couple in the last couple days.
We need to make it to 400.
That would be
400.
Nice. We just did our 300 episode special, like our 300 Patreon special. But if you would like to join the Patreon, that would be great. I interact with people on there through the comment section, so I always like to hear what you guys have to say. And if you want to find me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at April Atmansky. And did you know I have a YouTube channel? I do, and I made
Oh,
made
yeah.
video.
I watched your Sailor Moon video you did recently.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's not necessarily something that's going to be ongoing, but it's just something I always wanted to make. So I made a little 8-minute video talking about Sailor Moon. If you just search April Atmansky on YouTube, it should pop up. So please check that out. I would love more people to see it. And that's it. That's it for me.
You can follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook. Don't follow me on Facebook, please. I never check that. Letterbox, all Justin DeClue, GUSTINDCLOUX. I also have Film Trap, where I publish videos infrequently, but enough. Isn't it weird? I know you guys follow a lot of YouTube people that some people have turned into the I post one video a year, but it's 4 hours long.
Yeah, some people try and do it, monthly, or then you have the other ones that are I have to
Those
keep
people
doing
have
content.
Patreons that do 1 or 2 videos a year,
Yeah.
and they make $50,000 a year.
They put so much work into them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's basically it's like making a documentary film every year, especially if it's 4 hours long. Good Lord.
And I have many podcasts, Board Cinema Club, the Very Fine Comic Book Podcast. Check them out.
You can follow me on Twitter, Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA. I've got nothing to promote.
Nope.
That's it.
Well,
Check out The Boys season 3 that you did visual
Season-
effects
season
supervising
4.
on.
it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Oh, you did season 4, the one that didn't come out yet. Ah,
Yeah, the upcoming
okay.
one.
So happy holidays from everybody at No Such Thing
Ho, ho, ho.
Podcast. I don't think we'll be seeing you until the new year, but who's to say? Because I think this episode is coming out this week, and then the next one will be I'm not sure. Maybe there'll be an episode before the new year. Who knows? I'm not looking at a calendar. But thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for the people who are patrons. But overall, I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday. I'm April.
I'm Justin DeClue.
I'm Colin Cunningham.
And remember, there's no such thing as a bad movie.